Hi, I'm Patrick Kellogg and welcome to this video. We're going to show how to create graphing. This plugin uses the LearnDash assessment type and it graphs them both in a stage 1 and a stage 2 graph, which in this case is a radar chart. Before, we probably worked, you probably know we worked with gravity form survey types for glycards. And now we ported this technology over to the LearnDash quizzes. So let's go ahead and take a look here. This is our local database. This is a local test site. I'm on the reporting database, and if I look at these, here's a question table that we create when you instantiate or activate the plugin. And we also create a quiz table. So let's, for the purpose of this demo, which is a rough demo, let's delete these tables. So we're going to delete this table. Oh, I see. Yeah, I got a foreign key in place. So let me delete this table first. And then I'll delete the quiz table. So what these tables do, every time you take a quiz, it grabs the quiz information and the question information and the answers and stuffs them into these two tables that we create. And this is actually a well-formed table. It uses relations as per COD's table, database principles of doing things right. I don't want to get into that right now, but we've gone ahead and deleted these two tables. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And here's the plugin. We'll deactivate our plugin. And again, this is a test site, so it's going to be just a little slower than, or actually much slower than a real site, because I have a bunch of stuff running here, a stack and a listener for debugging PHP. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. And when I activate this, we'll notice these tables appear. So if I go to database, refresh tables, they're not yet here, but after I activate this plugin, they're going to appear. So let me do that. Okay, so it says plugin activated. So let's see if it created these two tables. I bring in my, I use MySQL Pro, this one here because I like it. It's called SQL Pro. Database, refresh the tables. And over here we see we have our new tables. And there's nothing in those tables yet because that doesn't happen when you initialize or activate the plugin. That happens when you take a quiz. So let's just talk about this a bit. We're using this plugin to do the graphing. It's called wpDataTables, and it has like 3 different chart engines for creating charts. And these are JavaScript libraries. The first one is called Chart.js. The other one is Google Charts. And both these two are free. And the last one is called HiCharts, and that's pretty pricey. That's like $510 for a single license per year for one developer. So I think we can do everything we want with the 2 free ones. So let's go ahead and go back over to here, and we want to go into my profile. I'm going to edit my profile, open the link in a new tab. Then here is the new tab. Click on that link. And I will go here and just to get off, get to a fresh start, I'm going to permanently delete my course data. So I'll check that, and then I'll update my profile. So this gets rid of any old data that I might have had. Okay, so then I can click here, visit the site, and open this link in a new tab. Go to the new tab, and we'll take one of the courses that has the survey quiz in it. So that would be the U2 course. I'll click on that. And then here is, when I expand this, we see we have a lesson and we have a survey quiz. Okay, I'll start my quiz, and this is a survey quiz. I'm going to just answer these sequentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll do this one increment or go back down to 1. And then I'll do my 2, and this is the last question. There's 7 questions here. Okay, and then normal situation is I would click here to continue and do my stuff, but I want to show you what happens when you take two quizzes. Take a quiz twice. This first quiz would be the pre or stage 1, and the next time we take it, it would be stage 2. Now normally you'd have these attached to maybe different lessons. Have one taken, maybe the quiz taken when they start the course, and maybe have it taken again towards the end, or whatever you want to do. So if I go to database and then I refresh my tables, you notice that I get now in the questions, I get 7 questions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each one of these is a direct mapping to what we saw in our survey quiz. They have a question ID and we have points here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 1, 2. And then if we look here, this is the quiz. This is the quiz. So we've taken one quiz so far. It has an ID of 1, and we see which user ID took it. And then over here, this reference, this is the foreign key. This matches the key over here. So we have a table reference which is rather traditional and quite flexible. So we're going to go ahead and take this quiz again. Now pretend this is like, in a different course, in a more advanced lesson. So maybe instead of being lesson 1, it's like lesson 10 or something, if you have a 10 lessons in a course. So after they've done something, they've learned something, you want to retest them, and you want to try it again. So let's restart this quiz. And this time I'm going to go like from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when I get up here, I'll do a 5. And then last but not least, the 4, and I'll finish this. Okay, so now if I bring over my database where it saves the stuff, go into my questions, I'll do database. I'll just refresh to make sure. But yeah, now we have 14 questions. So the second one, which would be this grouping here, has the new ones. Okay, so now what we're going to do is graph these things. Now I'm not going to give you all the details, but we have this done for you automatically. So if I go into the charts, radar charts right here, click on that, you notice that I see my my 2 graphs, the stage 1 and stage 2. They all have 7 nodes or points on them, and they correspond exactly with the questions. Now right now, we could do a little bit better in that when I hover over here, I get the question, which is number 10, and I see it's stage number 2 because it's this color, and I have a 4. So if I go to my database and I look for stage 210, that's the 4. So these all correlate. Now normally you would see these question titles or questions, but that we can do later. I mean, that's what we have working on the other ones, but that would require me to tweak a JavaScript file, and this is just a proof of concept. But normally you'd see the question there when you hover over here, and we can do that later. So that shows how you can do a radar chart with both like a pre and a post, or a stage 1 and a stage 2, and in fact you can have as many stages as you want and have as many layers here, all the different layers having different colors, and we can graph them. And there's all kinds of charts we can do. Like for instance, if I were to go over to the wpDataTables and I looked at the charts that they actually support, one would be the chart.js. So I could Google on that, chart.js. This is a free one. And you can go here and you can see all the different charts that are available, pretty much. I think all these are available in wpDataTables. And then we have Google Charts. Whoops, Google Charts. Which is here. Or the last one that I mentioned is the pricey high charts. And you can see this. So if we go back into our back end and we go to wpDataTables and we want to create a chart, we click here. And then we could go ahead and pick one of the different charts here. Let's try the chart.js. And we see that we have all these different kinds of charts with chart.js. Line chart, area chart, stacked area chart, column chart, radar chart, polar chart, area chart, pie chart, donut chart, bubble chart. And if I were to, for instance, choose Google Charts, we have more. We have variations of these. We have a gauge. We even have, for instance, a histogram. We have a bunch of other ones. And then last but not least, if I were to choose this pricey one, which is high charts, you see we have a lot more options. So we have a lot of different charts that are baked into this, and that comes with the wpDataTables. So anyway, I guess that's it. What I'll do now, I think in my next video, is put one of these short codes that generates these charts into what they call LearnDash notifications. So you might know that we have a plugin called Advanced Notifications for LearnDash, and with these kind of things that we're doing, we can actually put short codes in here like this one, which will generate these different charts. In this case, it's a radar chart. So that's next. Anyway, this is a proof of concept. It's a rough video, but we have a lot going here, and we're basically uniting all of our technologies into one now. So it's a very exciting time for us. So thank you for watching this video.